PNC, America's Black News Channel. Watch us on all major cable providers and major streaming platforms. Finally, news that speaks to us.
Welcome back to Black News Tonight. In a recent report by Anita Wadhwani for the Tennessee Lookout titled, "This is akin to a hostile takeover," the town of Mason, Tennessee is facing an unprecedented request by the state's comptroller to either forfeit their city charter, which means they'll lose their town status and its right to have their own elected officials, or face a financial takeover. Mason is a small and majority black town in a majority white state, and this ultimatum comes at the moment when the state is finally looking at massive investment coming to the area. Mason is located just 5 miles from what will be Blue Oval City, a future Ford Motor Company mega site expected to generate thousands of jobs and bring $22 million annually in state taxes. And many of the residents there consider the situation a, quote, hostile takeover. To talk about this is the vice mayor of the town of Mason in Tennessee, Virginia Rivers, and Anita Wadhwani, the senior reporter for the Tennessee Lookout. Welcome to the show to both of you. Vice Mayor, I'm going to start with you. Can you please help us understand exactly what's going on? When was the city informed that it had to forfeit its charter, and what does it all mean?
Well, we were informed maybe right at a month now, not quite a month, when the comptrollers called together to have a meeting with the mayor and the board of aldermen. And when we were asked them what the meeting would be concerning, none of them could give us an answer. So we were kind of blindsided by them when they came, and their demand was you either give up your charter or you will be taking over your finances. Well, of course, that was basically what it was. It was like a demand. You either do it or we're going to come in and take over the finance completely. So.
Wow. How did the elected officials in the community of Mason react to this letter?
Well, the elected officials in the community, we all were shocked. I mean, this was new to all of us. We had no idea that's what they were coming for. We didn't know this until after the fact they were there and made the statement in front of the entire citizens, all the citizens that was present. So technically, we did not know anything. They were asked what was the agenda going to be about. Mr. Mumpower said there was not going to be an agenda, but there was an agenda.
There certainly was an agenda. At least that's what the reports are saying. And Anita, as a reporter, you've been following closely the developments by this Tennessee Comptroller Jason Mumpower. What are the arguments for this to be happening now? How does one, I'm not asking you to speak for the other side, but how do they make sense of it? How do they argue their case for why they're making the choices they're making?
So I've talked with the comptroller, and I think his argument is, and the way he frames this is, Mason is a town, as he describes it, that for 20 years has struggled financially. They are in the hole, they're in the red, and his perspective, or at least the one he shares publicly, is they essentially aren't equipped to handle the business of their town.
And when we think about the Ford mega site, which is going to come and bring millions, tens of millions of dollars in tax revenue to the town, we can't help but think about other consequences, other ways that its presence will impact the town and surrounding communities. What are some of the impacts? Again, we know some money will come in. That's Ford's argument. That's the comptroller's argument. But what are some other things we should be thinking about based on what you've researched?
I think the thing that's really important about this story, the thing that's important to know, is this Ford plant that is coming just 4 or 5 miles down the street from Mason, Tennessee, is one of the most massive manufacturing investments in Tennessee history. It's a pretty high stakes investment. It also comes with almost $1 billion in tax incentives. And the political leadership of Tennessee has really pushed this investment. And it's going to bring, as you mentioned, it's going to bring tax dollars, but it's also going to bring a massive influx of population to an area that is largely agricultural. It's not very developed. They're expecting 26,000 people to either work directly at the plant or be part of the kind of workforce that's going to support the people who are working at the plant. It's going to be a tremendous transformation of an area that is literally next door to Mason.
Anita, although legal documents have not been published, in a recent interview with Tennessee Comptroller Jason Mumpower, he affirmed that Mason is going to face a financial takeover no matter what, right? Which is a different take than, hey, we're going to make this choice to prevent insolvency, to prevent a takeover. He said, look, takeover is going to happen no matter what. It's just a question of how we're going to deal with it. What do you say to that?
What the comptroller is doing is unusual and in some ways unprecedented. So he has the authority to take over the finances of a town or county in Tennessee. And that's an exercise, that's an authority he's only exercised very rarely. There have only been 2 financial takeovers in Tennessee in the last 20 years. What was unusual about his approach to Mason is he led first with, I want you to relinquish your charter. As far as I can tell, and as far as I've been able to research, he's never done that before. No comptroller has gone to a town and said, first, relinquish your charter. So it's just a very different approach than I've ever seen before. And I've been a reporter in Tennessee for 20 years. And I think the other thing that was really unusual, and this is probably what first prompted me to pick up the phone and call the vice mayor, was that he sent out an email, he sent out a press release saying, I'm writing a letter to every single residence in Mason and telling citizens of Mason to tell their elected leaders that they should relinquish their charter. It's just not something I've seen before. And so I certainly think it's going to warrant continued scrutiny, but I think it's something that's quite remarkable.
Remarkable indeed. Before we go, Vice Mayor, can you tell us a little bit about the history of corruption in Mason Town? Because, there's the corruption piece, there's the race piece. When I see this just as an outsider, my question is when I think about the reporters who are covering this, their point is this is unprecedented. This is strange. This doesn't happen anywhere else. Right. So now I'm trying to close the gap and say, well, what's different in this situation? Is it race? Is it corruption? Is it some combination of the 2 factors? What is it?
Technically, if we really think about it, has race play a big part in it. And also, they want to take over completely. Every statement that Mr. Mumpower has made concerns our charter. That's the main thing he talked about was our charter. He wanted us to relinquish our charter and allow the Tipton County Mayor, Jeff Huffman, to come in and take over Mason completely. And we told them from the beginning that we would not relinquish our charter. And the next step would be them to come in and take over our finances. Well, why all these years? And he himself said that it's been 20 going on 20 some years. Well, if it's been that long, then what took you so long to come forward to even bother to come to Mason? All these years, the corruption took place over, what, 10 years ago before we came in. This administration and the previous administration came in and tried to rectify what had been done wrong. The money was taken by previous administrations that had nothing to do with us. We have been struggling to pay that, even though the courts ruled that they weren't going to make the man pay the money back. Why couldn't they have forgiven Mason for that debt? They wouldn't do that. But now the mega site has moved in, and all these money is coming in. Mason has the opportunity to progress, regardless to how they want to make us look. We're paying our bills. We're not behind in our debts. We're not in default of anything. Our funds, our bonds, and everything is paid. What it is who we are. It's who's running Mason, the leaders of Mason. He feels in the statement that was made that we are not capable or ill capable of handling the fund. We have handled it all this time. What make you think because all this money is coming
different
in?
now? That's an important question, right?
Now?
Like if we've been doing all this time, right? And until they can answer that question, we're going to keep pressing, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep pressing on this issue. We're going to get them to come on the show, hopefully, if they're brave enough to respond, so we can keep digging. Everybody, thank you for joining me, Anita, Vice Mayor Rivers. I appreciate you both. Everybody, please stay on top of this issue, because here at Black News Tonight and on BNC in general, we get at the truth.